Welcome everyone again. So happy you made it. You're among the successful percentage who made it between the registration and attending. The Attitude of Gratitude workshop is brought to you by Workwell NYC, New York City's workplace wellness program providing wellness in different areas: physical, mental, diet, preventive care, and health equity. So, before diving in to the presentation, I would like to share a few things as I started working when gratitude challenge topic first came on the work agenda. In full disclosure, gratitude wasn't in the top shelf of my mind. And to clarify, I always thought and think of gratitude as a wonderful quality. In fact, the word kind of the association is a very lofty, noble quality. And I always think of people who are very grateful must be lovely people. Even if I don't know them, I would just assume that. And then I thought, oh, it would be so nice if to be more grateful. And then that thought bubble kind of got popped by this another thought. Maybe later, I'm just too busy right now, and there are other important goals which I really need to focus on: exercise and diet improvement and things like that. But then as I started researching for this workshop, I was amazed by how significant and valuable gratitude is for our life, and especially how gratitude as a quality is directly associated with some of the top and most important personal goals for myself and for anyone. And also, another thing which was very fascinating for me to read is the kind of wordings, the kind of praise about gratitude and why it should be practiced. It was hard. It was really fun to see the people who said that were like scientists and professional medical experts, and it was the kind of thing which you would expect people who are holistic practitioners and non-scientific background. So this kind of shift was really fascinating for me to see. And so, well, before by the time I started working on this deck, I would say that the gratitude had ascended significantly into from lower to the VIP compartment of my mind. And I sincerely hope by the time we go through this presentation, wherever gratitude is at in your mental shells, it would have shifted a few notches higher. So with that overview, we'll be starting with descriptions, then go over benefits to understand why to practice gratitude. And this is a really important part. And if you are multitasking or if you don't have enough time, I would recommend to prioritize first half so you understand how important it is for your life. Then we will go over some ideas on how to cultivate a grateful mindset, then do some exercises and end with key takeaways. What is gratitude? Gratitude is generally associated with saying thanks, but the practice of gratitude, which is focusing on the positive aspects of our life, is so much more than courtesy and good manners. And gratitude is one of the most powerful and uh, touching emotions. And when people feel grateful, and you can relate to this, when you feel those moments when you're feeling truly grateful, there is a sense of fullness and happiness which is hard to describe in words. And during that time, you are kind of disconnected from any sorrow or sadness. And um, that's what gratitude does. And one of the most empowering and beautiful part of this is that it's a ability which is available to everyone. We, all of us, can invoke gratitude whenever we want to and choose to do so. Gratitude comes from a Latin word which means grace, graciousness, or gratefulness. And in some ways, gratitude includes all of these different meanings. So there are different ways how gratitude can be described. And for the purposes of this, I just uh, took a few scholarly definitions. Uh, Thankful appreciation for what an individual receives, whether tangible or intangible. With gratitude, people acknowledge the goodness in their lives. It is what helps connect people to something larger than themselves as individuals, whether to other people, nature, or a higher power. Gratitude as a quality of being thankful, to show appreciation, and to return kindness. And some quotes describing gratitude. And this really very nicely shows like what the scope of gratitude really is. A grateful mind is a great mind which eventually attracts to itself great things. The miracle of gratitude is that it shifts your perception to such an extent that it changes the world you see. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more, and it turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. And again, I would like to add that initially when I was researching, I started with the quotes just to understand the different things. And I felt like this is very beautiful, philosophical, and, maybe not for everyone. It is for those great souls or people who have like that vision and have that magnanimity. But as we'll go through, you will see that it is not just them. This can be part of our reality if we start practicing gratitude. So we will have a couple of quick polls, time to hear from you. Can you, I hope you see the polls. Can someone start the poll?
We can see the poll.
Okay, thank you. So check all that apply. And if you selected other, you're most welcome to share in the chat. Let others learn from any other practices which you do. Are you, sorry, are you able to select the poll?
Yes, we can see the responses now too.
Okay. Okay, thank you. For some reason, I'm not able to. Okay, so moving on, second one. And someone let me know when you see the responses so I can move to the next slide.
We haven't seen the responses yet, just the poll.
Okay.
We can see the responses now.
Okay, so I can't see it, but I just want to say this. If for those, if anyone chose between the sometimes, rarely, or never category, no worries. By the time you are done with our Magic of Gratitude challenge, email challenge, which is coming next week, you will be all set to usher in the new year on a very grateful note. So the benefits of gratitude. we will start, we are showing this short video clip. It includes a very nice visual showing scientifically how it affects the brain. So it just focuses on one part, but it's really interesting to see.
Research shows that adopting an attitude of gratitude, simply expressing appreciation and being more thankful, can measurably improve your overall well-being. For example, studies prove that gratitude can increase happiness, reduce depression, and strengthen resiliency. Grateful people often experience reduced blood pressure, less chronic pain, increased energy, even longer lives. People who purposefully express more gratitude report higher self-esteem than those who don't, and they're more likely to help others, a pro-social behavior also linked to greater happiness. People who capture grateful thoughts before bed sleep better than those who don't. Why so many positive changes? Because gratitude actually rewires our brains, kickstarting the production of dopamine and serotonin. Like antidepressants, these feel-good neurotransmitters activate the bliss center of the brain, creating feelings of happiness and contentment. This appears to be self-perpetuating. Research suggests that with regular practice, you'll train your prefrontal cortex to better appreciate and retain positive experiences and thoughts, and to deflect the negative ones. Here are a few simple ways to deliberately cultivate that attitude of gratitude. Celebrate minor accomplishments. Think about what you have rather than dwelling on what you don't. Tell the people in your life something you appreciate about them. Tell yourself too. Volunteer, hold a door for a stranger, or simply smile more, and you'll probably feel better, as kindness and giving are connected to gratitude. Similar positive brain changes can occur from regular meditation and mindfulness. Keep a daily gratitude journal using an old-fashioned notebook or a high-tech app. The science is clear. Give gratitude a go. You'll be thankful you did.
So there were so many benefits, and we really could not include everything, but we've tried to choose some which and group them together. So these two slides will go over them. And if you want more information, please look out for our email, which will come after this, and it includes links so you can understand a little more on how that works. So happiness is a top goal for everyone. We can at least, one thing which everyone can agree, irrespective of our backgrounds and differences. And research has shown that gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with increased happiness. And we all feel happy. You know, everyone experiences these bursts of happiness from time to time when something nice happens, a wish gets fulfilled. But we also know that that happiness is fades away, it's short-lived. And gratitude leads to a different kind of happiness. And I want to, I'll read out how the science director of Stanford University has explained this. Gratitude is something that leads to a much more sustainable forms of happiness because it's not based in immediate gratification. It's a frame of mind. If you regularly take time to express gratitude, you will see the results. Gratitude increases resiliency. And again, I will just read out from, there's this research scientist who does work in very severe mental health issues, and what he said: I have no problem admitting that at first this threw me off. I dismissed it. My various works includes law enforcement, investigative suicide, and helping people in crisis. I asked myself, how could gratitude possibly fit in? But the more I researched, the more I realized how important gratitude truly is, and the impact it has on resiliency and overall mental health. Regularly expressing gratitude helps rewire the brain to be more positive and resilient. Gratitude leads to improving numerous aspects of our relationship. So in case of couples, it leads, and everything which I'm saying, this is studies have shown, and so I'm just skipping a wording that it leads to increased commitment and longer lasting relationships. In case of our near and dear ones, it leads to a feeling of more connectedness and a more satisfying relation. In case of acquaintances and friendships, gratitude can lead to the start of new friendship and strengthen existing ones. Gratitude improves self-esteem. Research has shown that people who are very grateful also have a stronger self-esteem. And this is because people who regularly focus on the positive parts of their life and notice the good someone else does to them, it creates a stronger sense of their own self-value. And also, people who are more grateful are less judgmental and they compare themselves less with others. And this, those of us who have this habit to be very critical of ourselves can understand how much grief it will save us if we are just a little more kinder and compassionate and give ourselves the same benefit of doubt as we give others. So this was a surprising finding. Gratitude increases patience, and studies have found that those who practice gratitude on small things have more patience, and they are also able to do better decision making compared to those who are not.
I'm going in for Miss Nozan.
Oh, okay. Can one of the co-hosts please mute? So compared to those people who are not very gracious. So this bucket is all like mental, physical health benefits. Again, a very surprising finding, gratitude supports heart health. A grateful mindset positively affects biomarkers associated with the risk of heart disease. It causes physiological changes in body that helps heart rate and breathing and helps with overall relaxation. Gratitude, there's a very strong correlation. Gratitude leads to reduction in depression and in symptoms of stress and anxiety. And this is because gratitude acts as a coping tool for anxiety, and it combats the negative thought patterns, which is a cause of anxiety. And gratitude acts like an antidote to stress. This is my own word, the antidote. It's because the effect of gratitude is it has a calming effect on our nervous system, and that kind of addresses the flight or fight response, which is triggered by stress. Sleep quality, the above 3 points have a very large effect on our sleep quality, which we can all understand. And so when the above is reduced, it naturally increases the sleep, our sleep. Mindful eating. A cognitive scientist specializing in psychology of eating said gratitude replenishes our willpower, and it boosts the impulse control, and it also leads to better decision making. And this is interesting. Again, in this study about the decision making, and earlier slide we saw the Northwestern study also showed a very strong link between gratitude, patience, and decision making. Optimism and positive emotions, I don't need to go through that. I think it's just understandable. If we are going to get better sleep, if our negative emotions go down and all these other health benefits, it's just natural for us to be more optimistic and have more energy. So I would say for most of the previous benefits, generally we have to work towards it, right? Like we put in our energy and effort, and then we get certain health outcomes. But if science and scientists and the studies are to be believed, for a person who is inherently grateful, all these wonderful health benefits and quality of life outcomes seem to be freely downloaded into their lives. automatically, which is great if you're one of those. And so which leads to questions. So what about the rest of us who maybe not, aren't as grateful as we want to be? And here's the best finding. My favorite finding is that experts have said that um, regardless of the inherent or current level of someone's gratitude, it's a quality that individuals can successfully cultivate further. Isn't that so incredible? When I read that, I remember I felt so happy. Okay, there is hope. And also, further, experts have noted that a daily small dose is ideal, and even one moment a day is sufficient. So with all that, we will see some ideas for on how we can include gratitude practices in our day-to-day life. Writing. Experiments have shown there's this very popular, it's called 3 good things exercise. Undertaking that daily has a significant increase in the happiness levels and reduction in any negative emotions which the people were experiencing in as little as 2 weeks. And also another surprising finding, the gratitude journal, or basically regular writing, supports heart health. And there's a very kind of like complicated explanation. Very simply, the way I understood it was, when we start expressing feeling grateful, thankful, sincerely, it has some effect on our breathing, and it regulates it, and which has an effect on our heart rate, and the cumulative effect helps our heart. It improves our heart health. And writing and just keeping a journal is one of the simplest way and a very tangible way where we can incorporate this practice, and we can do it and then check off our daily gratitude dose. Silent mental expressions, daily affirmations, or gratitude of prayer are known to cultivate gratitude. And you can pick up a time like first thing in the morning, bedtime, or your first cup of coffee or tea, and then it will just happen naturally over the time. Meditation, it rewires the brain. You can look up the benefits of meditation. It's an all-round health and wellness practice. It strongly helps cultivate the feelings of gratitude. And if you don't have a current practice, this is what you can do. Just start 5 minutes daily. Choose a time, morning, bedtime, 5 minutes, sit still, back straight. Start with a few deep breaths, and then the next few minutes, just keeping your eyes closed, watch your breath, the incoming, outgoing. Just watch. There's nothing to control, neither breath nor thoughts. Let it happen. You are just observing, and at the end, last minute, focus on what you appreciate. Or here you can actually combine the prayer or the affirmation, and then you can check off 2 practices in one sitting. Giving sincere thanks, and this is different from the courtesy thanks and those quick thanks. Really taking a moment when anything good happens, noticing it, appreciating it, can make a big difference. And also take time to appreciate our loved near and dear ones is also very important. And many times we take it for granted, thinking it's not needed, or of course they know, but it's very important to do that. Taking for granted is one of the reasons why relationships suffer. Small acts of service. So this might seem surprising. I mean, the person who's getting the service would be grateful, which is true. But also those who regularly engage in service report very high levels of gratitude. And that is because doing service has a very uplifting effect on the mind and emotions. And reminders. Our days are so busy. We are rushing morning, work, going back, finishing things. And it's difficult to, unless we have very use a lot of willpower and are very disciplined, it's not easy to incorporate practices. So if you can find something, objects, things, quotes, which mean have a very deep meaning, appreciation to you, just put it by your desk or your bedside table, and a glance can evoke a feeling of gratitude, and there check off your moment of gratitude for the day. So if there are others, please share. Let everyone know what you do. We can all learn. So now, feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. I really loved this quote. It just did something to me. It made me think. So on that note, we will do a few exercises. These are meant to be very quick, introductory. The intent is just to get our feet wet into how we can actively and deliberately practice gratitude. So think of someone who helped you or did something really nice, but you missed thanking them, or you didn't really convey your appreciation properly. Now open your cell phone and write an email or a text message, just a simple note of conveying your appreciation. No need to think, overthink. Just come, write whatever comes naturally, and we'll give about like 45 seconds for this exercise. So you can start now. And if you need more time, you can continue. Okay, so if you need more time, resume this later. This was just again a starting. So this exercise is about looking for something difficult in a past or a current difficult situation you're faced. And when everything is going well, it's very easy to be grateful. But it's when things get difficult, that's when it is challenging to to even like think why to be grateful. And this exercise is trying to shift that. And the purpose of this exercise is not to deny, and it's not to minimize our challenges or difficulties, but it is to shift the focus and to better manage adverse situations and to help us to better face future adversities. So um, and this is what is the reason how it helps. The practice for looking for something positive in the midst of challenges is an incredibly empowering trait. It will take effect, but if we keep intentionally doing this exercise of finding the bright spots in the midst of darkness, what it does is it creates a shift, and it creates a difference in how we recollect past experiences. Because many times something has happened just once, but we keep remembering this and we keep remembering that, and over the time it becomes like maybe 1,000 times we experience that event or trauma just because of our memories and negative associations. So this practice of trying to find something, anything positive, in a way minimizes the trauma of the past impact, and it also tells us the next time something challenging happens that it's not going to be all dark. There will be something good which comes out of it. And I'll give a personal example. Many years ago, I had a painful physical disease. It lasted for a few years, and the severity of it forced me to make changes to my diet and other parts of my life. And it the pain and the stress associated made me realize that no matter what I achieve in life, it won't be of any use if I don't have peace of mind and good health. And that lesson, I believe, had such an influence in taking some major difficult decisions in the years that followed. And so whenever that topic or someone brings that up, or that period, I remember what I gained from it and what were the positive things, and that way it sort of has really reduced its grip over me. So we will again so this is the exercise. So think of a challenge or difficult situation, imagine yourself as an outside observer, and look for something positive. Any lessons, any insights, if it contributed to your growth, it doesn't matter how small or big. Think about it, focus on it. Okay, so again, continue. This will take time. The intent of this was just to get you started, if you weren't doing this, to introduce you to this practice, which creates a very powerful shift. It's very empowering. It's almost like you are taking the control back from that situation and turning it around. So this exercise, it's homework. It's not meant to be, it's going to be take time. You can do it over in the coming days or weeks. So here we are just going to just give some ideas so that it broadens the horizon on how you can do it. And we'll be sending it as a separate slide in the email, so for quick reference for this. So create a gratitude board. Go further. Typically we have our few things of list what we are grateful for, but expand it. Think of things, your abilities, skills, which you normally dismiss or take for granted or have ignored. Put it all down. Do people compliment you or say good things about you, which you are not really conscious that you have that? Write it all down. In terms of people, of course, loved ones, but also expand that. Are there any people whom you don't, they're not your acquaintances, but they have shaped you, inspired you, authored some figures, someone's life story? Put it all down, because in some ways you are thankful for them, for the lessons and the inspiration you got. Any objects which evokes, we touched upon this, yes, in the earlier side, something which is very meaningful. And nature, normally we think we stop the gratitude list with what we have and people. But if you are the person who goes into natural places of natural beauty, natural parks, if going on the mountains, the valleys, the beach, camping does something to you, it just gives you a sense of peace and awe, put it down that you're grateful for all that. So nothing is too small, even everyday conversations, smiling coworkers, anything which brightens your day, put it all out. And get creative. It doesn't have to be a list. You can use post-its, you can use photos, you can doodle, draw, just make it your own and put it by your desk or your bedside. That's again our visual checking off the gratitude moment of the day. So now we will, this exercise will be doing in groups of 3. Um, each person will get 1.5 minutes. You have to say 2 things out loud with energy and confidence. 3 things, 1 to 3 things you are grateful for, and share your experiences, any realizations, anything which touched you or you found interesting. Uh, um, and I suggest someone, each person plays a, like does time. So at 1 minute mark, you can say 30 seconds remaining. So let us, I hope that's simple, just 2 points. We will start. So as people are filtering in, everyone, please share the second point in the chat. What was that one or two things which surprised you or touched you or motivated you? It would be really nice to see each other's, because we can learn. So please do share. And also, if I can ask for a volunteer to unmute and share if something or what came across as your takeaway. Please feel free to unmute and share.
Good afternoon, it's Jose Perez. I had the pleasure of engaging Miss Evelyn Porter, and her and I, pretty much in terms of what we are grateful for. We're grateful for family, health. I said coffee. She said upcoming retirement. And that we both collectively agree that, this current generation of youth have this sense of entitlement. So, they don't appreciate what they have. They always want the next best thing. So we both chuckled at that.
Thank you for sharing. I think we have one more hand. We can take one more person. Margaret, go ahead.
Saying for some reason the group that I'm supposed to send were not there. However, I'm very grateful for my family. My mom turned 90 years old, and I always said last month, I always said without her I wouldn't be here. I'm blessed because I have my 2 daughters for my birthday in September took me to Paris and Nice, and they paid for everything. And I'm thankful that I'm here. I have a job, and I appreciate the fact that I'm able to provide any support that I can. Thank you for this amazing session.
Thank you so much. So with that, we will move on. And if you have any takeaways, please continue to share in the chat. So next, we will do this exercise of a guided meditation. Um, just, just relax. If you're doing anything else, disconnect from that. Begin with a couple of, if you can, gentle neck rolls, just very slightly, very gently. Do one round on each side. And as you finish that round, take a deep breath in and raise your shoulders all the way up to the ears. And exhale and drop them like you're dropping the load. We are going to do one more time. And when you drop it, just drop all the mental burdens. Breathe in and raise the shoulders up. Exhale and drop and let go. Now sit relaxed. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale and relax. Become aware of your body. The human body is a precious gift. Honor your own body. Take a deep breath in with a smile. And as you breathe out, smilingly express your gratitude for this precious gift. And relax your face, hands, legs, your whole body. Now bring your awareness to your breath. The breath keeps our body alive. Let us honor the breath, the life-sustaining air all around us. It's a precious gift from nature that is freely given to all. With deep gratitude, take a slow breath in and breathe out. And do it a couple more times, breathing in with a deep sense of gratitude for all the gifts of nature. And breathe out, honoring the breath with awareness. And now bring your awareness to the mind. Your mind is the way you function with the outside world. It allows you to think, to store memories, to use your intellect to analyze. A deep breath in, and with honor and gratitude, exhale. Honor your mind and all it does for you. So bring your attention to the top of the head and become aware of the empty space all around you. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, fill the space with vibrations of peace, love, and gratitude for all the gifts you got in the past, for all the gifts you have now, and for all the good that will come to you in future. Fill yourself with awareness and gratitude of all the gifts, known and unknown, which you have received. At this moment, there is nothing to do, nothing to know. Just smile, and with a smile and a heart full of gratitude, open your mind to all the good that you will bring into your life with your grateful heart. Allow yourself to relax and rest in gratitude. Let your smiles and gratitude fill your whole being. And when you feel ready, you may gently open your eyes. Smile. I can see some of you, and for those I can't, I hope having a smile on their face, and if not an internal smile, there are so many things which we get in life, but we don't realize it. It's the human tendency to notice the wrongs more than what is good, and in the process we miss out on so much happiness just by not focusing on the positive. So thank you for participating in this meditation. I hope it felt good for you. So with that, we are at the end of the last section, a very short one, the key takeaways. So I think by now everyone would feel gratitude is it's more than just a wonderful or lovely quality. It really is the opening or the umbrella which brings in so many others. Why to cultivate an attitude of gratitude? Because it changes the perspective of our world. It creates an opening which draws more good into our life, and it creates a shift in our responses, which leads to uh, better responses and better ways we can um, uh, talk and interact, and which itself would bring in more good. Also, it with all the good things happening and the benefits, it also leads to unfolding of other good qualities, patience, resilience, shifting of perspective, all the things which we covered earlier. And of course, let's not forget the free benefits package. Just by being more grateful, we get this access for this wonderful free benefits. So how to cultivate gratitude? Most important thing, the setting of an intention. It is really the success of this first step is going to determine how much we are successful in cultivating. And remember, it can be done in different ways. We covered some, but it is just so much more than that. It's gratitude can be remembering the past good things. Gratitude can be just taking a moment and deciding every time something good happens, I'm going to take a moment and notice it, appreciate it. Gratitude can be when something challenging happens, just shifting the focus to positive and saying, I'm thankful for this good which happened. So there's different ways. Also, developing a daily habit of acknowledging the good that you have in your life, again, creates a very positive shift. We talked about gratitude and what it does to relationships. Don't forget to take a moment to convey. Just do it today. Convey to those loved ones. See how they feel. You'll be surprised at how touching it can be for those who may have never really heard you say that, even though they know you love them. And doing small acts of service, which boosts our own sense of gratitude because of the rewards which are tied in when we help others. And looking for the positive aspects, and when we did this in that exercise, we really try to do that. It may not be easy, but keep on doing it, and it will have a effect of making you better prepared for adversities, and being able to say I'm thankful for the little good which came out of the larger problem is such an empowering trait to have. So in a nutshell, it's a common perception that gratitude is a trait, which is true, but we are also seeing, and we heard all the studies and scientists saying that it can be cultivated. And that's where the purpose of this workshop is, focusing on the gratitude practices. When we do all those practices which we covered earlier, it has an association with increased happiness, fulfillment, relationships, and all the health benefits. When that happens, it's naturally going to make us feel more grateful. And over time, as we keep feeling more grateful, it's going to help cultivate an attitude of gratitude. And once we have the grateful mindset, once we start developing that, the top and the bottom will naturally happen. A grateful mindset is going to make you practice and express more gratitude, and is going to make you feel more grateful. So this is kind of we can only take action, right? So by focusing on the top step, which is within our control, we are setting into motion a loop, which is a very strong positive upward reinforcing and self-sustaining cycle. So this last slide of the gratitude presentation, after that we just have a couple of slides, so hold on for the announcements. So the next steps: choose gratitude exercise for daily practices. We went through so many. Choose from one of those or create your own. Decide when and how to practice. Remember, if you just think, okay, I'll do it affirmation sometime during the day, chances are you will keep slipping. But if you decide a time, bedtime, it will happen. Be consistent. It's okay if you miss a few days, just go back, just keep doing, and enjoy the benefits. Celebrate small successes. In a few weeks, if you notice a little thing which is starting to become nature, just celebrate it, and use that to motivate yourself. So if you haven't already, please join our Magic of Gratitude challenge. It's next week. Every day you will get an email with a prompt on a suggestion to practice gratitude. And we just talked about all this, how important practice is. And we are at the end, but I just want to share, I just remembered that a neuroscientist explained it in this way, that there is a gratitude circuit in our brain, which is badly in need of a workout. And when we start exercising it, it strengthens and leads to so many other things, so many advantages. So treat this as your guided gratitude practice week, and then that will set you on a very strong footing for your later practice. Upcoming events, please sign up for the Building Connections and Combating Loneliness coming up December 20th. And for those who are not aware, Mental Health Resources, EAP, offers counseling, confidential and free for employees and their families. So that's the end. Can you please quickly take, we just have 2 polls. We would really love to know what difference this made for you. So just a few seconds, and then we can go to the next one.
It's not allowing me to click on it.
Okay, so Jenna, have you put I don't know if the poll
Yeah,
is.
the poll's launched.
It's
Okay.
up now. I see it now. Sorry.
Thank you. So this is we are at the end. So Jenna, feel free to put the next one, which is the last satisfaction one. So in closing, I do hope you know, you wherever you were in terms of gratitude doesn't matter. It's like a sliding scale. You can always grow that and become more grateful, and it is a very rewarding. It will change the life. It will bring into your life so many good things which we would otherwise just miss because we don't have that open mindset. So with that, I thank you so much for all of you for staying along, and have a wonderful rest of the day, and we will be in touch next week by email. Do sign up for the gratitude challenge campaign. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. It's awesome.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you
Bye.
very
Have a good
much.
day.
Thank you for a great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent.